boys and girls. Welcome to Artastic with Grandma Nancy. Welcome to the Grand Rapids Area Library. I hope you are having a nice start to your summer. The weather's been kind of rainy, but it's gonna be a good summer. So it's nice in the summertime to have projects to do at home, some art projects, whether you're drawing or you're painting, or doing whatever. And I have a very nice project for you today that's really pretty fun. If you haven't already, you can send a grown-up down to pick up your art kit at the Grand Rapids Area Library. And then you bring it home and we'll see what we have. We have two pieces of really nice watercolor paper. Very nice paper. These two are just stuck together, so I'm going to pull them apart. That's all you have to do. And then we have a sheet with different lines on it. I was making the sample, and the sample is a monster. We're going to make a line monster. And in doing that, I was thinking of all the different fun ways to make lines in your art, so I have you some examples here for you to use. You don't have to use them. It's just nice to have some different kinds of lines on our line monster. We don't want him to have just straight lines going across. We want some of them to be rounded and curved, some of them to be sharp and pointed, some of them to be kind of curly-cued. So we want them to be different. So we have two pieces of paper, the line sheet, nice watercolors. I'm excited for those. And a black crayon, and also a glue stick. So those will be our materials. I'm very excited about this watercolor paint because when I was at home doing a sample out, I didn't have one with 12 colors. I only had one with, I don't know, 6 colors, maybe 8 colors. So we'll open sometimes these are tricky to open. You can have a grown-up help you. We'll open our colors up first so we can look at those. We try to use a bunch of different colors on our line monster today because we want him to be bright and happy. We want a happy monster. We don't want a scary monster. We want a nice happy monster. And there are the beautiful colors. So I'm just going to lay that out so it can be in front of me while we work. And then I'm also going to get my line samples situated. So again, these are just samples. You invent your own lines. I want you to invent your own lines. But I'll just leave that right next to me in case I am ready for some lines. You can put your paper any way you want. You can put it like this, or you can put it like this. I put my sample I did at home the vertical way. So now I'm going to do it the horizontal way. Any way you want to do it is great with me. So you'll need a cup of water so you can keep nice clean colors when you're painting. And you may go ahead and get all set up. All right, also boys and girls, in that packet, I neglected to say this, there's a blank thin piece of white. Keep that to the side. Don't draw and paint your monster on that paper. Paint your monster on the nice thick paper, because what we'll be doing is after our monster is dry, we'll add some eyes and we'll add a mouth. You could add ears if you want. You could add little horns, whatever you want to add to that. But we'll use the thin paper because we're gonna use the torn paper look on that. Okay, so I am gonna do it this way this time. And again, it doesn't matter. You're the artist, you get to decide what you want to do. And I'll look at some of my line types. Oh, I could do almost any of those, couldn't I? And they have, I named them. That's just a straight line. Straight lines are used in art all the time. This one is hills, and you can see it looks like hills. This one is a zigzag line. This one is clouds. They kind of look like puffy clouds there. Loops. It looks like you're making a lowercase cursive E, and if you make them a little taller, it would be a cursive L. This is a lightning bolt, and these are swirls, where you just make swirls in a line. This one is castles. The top of a castle looks like this. It's up and down, and squared off. This one is kind of cute, mouse ears. Do they look like mouse ears? You come, make a nice rounded mouse ear, go straight, rounded mouse ear, go straight, rounded mouse ear. That's fun to do. Dashes, and you can make dashes in combination with dots too. Like you could put a dot in there and it kind of dresses that line up a little bit. And then I might call it Morse code, because that's sort of what Morse code looks like. This is leapfrog. You can see leaping over, leap over, leap over, leap over. A circle chain, make a circle, connect it to another circle with a line, and then just plain dots can also make a fun line. I didn't have room to do all of the ones that are out there, but you also can create your own. That is so fun. This one would be waves, and I actually like using that one quite a bit. I think it has a really nice form. So I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna start, just kind of watch me do some lines before you start, because I don't want you to make the exact line that I'm making. I want to see if you can come up with your own. So I'm gonna push somewhat hard and go slowly, and I'm taking that loop one, and I'm making a short and then a long, a short and then a long, a short, then a long. So it almost looks like I'm making a cursive L followed by cursive E, but it makes it very roughly, doesn't it? It's almost like it could be a ruffle on the edge of a tablecloth or a dress-up dress. I got mixed up where I had to go. And then you just end it off. Okay, I like that. Now I think I'm going to do hills. And I left about, maybe 1.5 to 2 inches between. Whoops, I just broke my crayon. Remember that happens though, right? That happens. All I do is just tear the paper back, and then I'll have the same nice crayon. Crayons definitely break, don't they? So there I did the hill. Now I have 2 rounded ones, so I want to have one that's not so much rounded. So I think I'll make a big, giant lightning bolt. Yeah, I like that. Now I might go back to the clouds, because that actually, it broke again, didn't it? That actually is Very fun to make those too. And it has the points, plus it has a nice rounded edge on it. So now if you want to, I can keep working and you just start doing yours and we'll just work together. And I'll know you're working and I'm working, right? Okay, now I'm doing a straight line. I just did a straight line. Then I'm going to do another straight line, and I'm trying to keep it equal distance away from that top one. So that's pretty close. It might be a little off. And then I'm going to make some slashes through both of them. And I don't know what you think it looks like, but it looks like it could be two different things to me. It looks like it could be railroad tracks, right? And it also looks like it could be a fence, but it gives a nice look, doesn't it? Okay, I don't have room for too many more, and I do love the mouse ears, so I'm gonna make some nice mouse ears. I got a little close to my railroad track or fence. That's okay. And I just come down and up. The reason I put these ideas in here for you is you can come up, when you do your own drawings, like you can use some of these ideas. Okay, so now I see that I have kind of big gaps in there, and I don't know that I want really big gaps in there. So I think right here, I'm gonna do that circle chain. So all I do is I make a straight line off my circle, make another circle. Straight line. Yeah, I like this. I think it adds a little bit of fun in there. I don't want a boring monster. I want one that's got lots going on. Lots going on. And like that. Like that. There. Well, I think that I'm ready to paint. You might need a minute, but I'm gonna start painting and you can just keep going. So I'm gonna get my paintbrush nice and wet because remember, our paint has the seal there, and so you wanna rub very gently with your paintbrush. Okay, so now I'm gonna start, oh, that yellow is so bright, I love it. You can go very gently right over those loops, and where the crayon is, it'll repel the paint from covering up the crayon because the paint, of course, or the crayon rather, is wax. So it just will cover that up. Cover that up. I'm picking up a little bit of black, and that's okay. That's all right. Okay. Oh, isn't that nice and bright? Now, I wish you were right here with me so you could suggest a color that we should do. But I'm going to go orange. I like orange next to yellow. And again, it's new paint, so we have to rub nicely. And then I'll just come in. Your paint goes quite a ways. It'll go quite a way when you dip your brush in the paint. You can tell when it needs to be re-dipped. And I want to just make sure I don't want to have white showing. I want it to be all covered. And I don't care if it blends in with the yellow up there a little bit. I really am okay with that. Okay, now I have to get this, and I have to be a little more careful, and I'm gonna follow these hills with my brush. I'll follow these hills, and then I'll go back in. You can see I'm leaving some white, but I'm trying to make sure I get the nice design. Follow the hills. Follow the hills, just like that. Okay. Your paint dries very fast. It'll curl a little bit, you know, because it's wet, and that's okay. Okay, let's see. Is this purple? I think it is. Oh, no, it's blue. That's good, though. That's good. And you can, if you don't know what color it is, you can test it out. I honestly love all the colors in this color tray, so I don't really care if that was purple or if it was blue. I know which one is purple now, and that's what I'll probably use next, because I like that too. I might try to use several different colors, but you could, when you're painting yours, you could think, oh, I want to make a pattern. So I'm gonna use yellow and blue and orange, and that's all I'm gonna use. And I'm just gonna go every other one or something. Or you might make your artwork with all the warm colors. You might use yellow, orange, red. Those are the warm colors that make us think of sunsets, campfires, the sun shining during the day. And then the cool colors are blues and greens, and those make us think of nice, cool lakes and rivers, nice, cool shade from trees, the green trees. Okay, now I'm gonna get really tricky, and I think these little dots are gonna be a different color than what's on either side. Doesn't that sound fun? So we're thinking this is my purple, right? I'm gonna start with the dots, and I'm just going to, oh yeah, that's purple. I'm gonna paint each dot, and I'm really not even painting with the brush. I'm just kind of dabbing. And I'll do this purple, this purple, this purple, this purple. Now, I'm gonna do both sides the same color, and that's gonna be pink. I hope it turns out really cool. Ooh, that is such a pretty pink. Wow. Nice. 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 And I can go right over that line too. Maybe I'll do that. It might be a little faster method. And again, if you pick up some of the other color, it's okay. I picked up a little bit of that blue, and it came in with the pink, and what did it make? Purple, which is perfect because that's what I have in my center. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that very much. And so I'm hoping that you have your lines down now. You can pause the tape at any point you want, but then I hope you will start painting soon, and I'm going to continue painting. I'm gonna get some clean water, so I'm gonna just pause out for a few minutes while I get clean water, and then I'll be back, and I will likely have my piece finished. Look at how that blue's going in. I like it. I like that. Sometimes you don't have to do things on purpose, you know. Intentionally, I could run the pink into that blue so I get that nice look, but it's happening on its own and I like it. So if your colors do run into each other a little bit and make another color, don't worry about it, because that gives the monster some character. We don't want a perfect looking monster. We want him to have some character. Okay, and then down like that. Okay, so I will walk away and I will be back in a minute. All right, well, I did get mine painted and I'm very happy with it. I like the colors. This was that really light blue in there. So I do like those colors. Looking at the monster, we're gonna make some eyes and a mouth. And again, if you want ears, you could make horns. You can even make long skinny legs, some arms out, whatever you want. But I'm gonna start with a mouth. And I'm gonna just draw it. And I remember, this is going to be, I'm gonna make a big, wide, open mouth. This one I just made a smile with teeth. I thought that was kind of cute. But I'm gonna make his mouth big, wide open. And then I'm gonna make a couple of teeth. I think they're fun. There's a tooth. And we'll put one over here. There's a tooth. I think we'll do well to have 3 teeth on the top of his mouth, and then he's gonna have one big one on the bottom. So that's his mouth. Remember, it's a creative monster, so it can be as funny as you want. And then I'm gonna tear, and I'm gonna try to follow the line, but you're not gonna be able to follow it perfectly. Only tear a little bit at a time, and then keep your finger there so you don't get too off. See how I got off a little bit, but that's okay. You just want to get the general form. In fact, I'll show you another way. I'll do another method with the eyes in a second. So I'm gonna keep going, and I'm just about done here. Okay, there's my mouth. Now I'm not gonna put it on the monster's face yet because it's still a little wet. So to make eyes, I didn't make these 2 eyes the same size. I did one at a time, but if you want to make them the same size, you would just fold your paper over, and then you would tear in there. This time I'm not gonna draw the mouth. I'm just gonna tear my eyes, and so however they turn out is the form I'm gonna use. Okay, I want a little bit, I don't want a straight edge there, so I'm gonna take a little more of that off. And there we go. So now I have 2 similar size eyes. I could make them going this way, or I could make them looking like that, which is what I think I'm going to do this time. And I'm going to make them looking down. It's not going to be a full pupil. And I'll make this one looking out of the corner of his eye too. I like this corner. And I'll color that in black. You could actually paint these in. Like some people might want to. I'll show you this. This is the mouth, right? Some people might want to make the mouth red inside there. When you open your mouth up, you have red, right? So maybe monsters do too. But you don't have to paint. You can do that if you want to, okay? I also, now that I think of it, I think I want to make some kind of little bloodshot eyes. He's tired. He's got to go to bed. And I'm just making little bloodshot eyes like that. Okay, so now you might have to wait for a few minutes for your piece to dry because it might not be 100% dry, which mine is not, but I'm going to still show you how I will add my pieces. I just put glue on the back, and then I'm just gonna, where do I want his mouth? I'll put it right like that. There's his mouth. Now, the two eyes, and again, I put the glue on the back. I'm gonna have them at a fun angle. And at a fun angle again. You can make a nose if you want. I think I'm gonna try to, I like ears on stuff, I don't know why, but I'm gonna try to make a couple of ears since we have extra paper. I'll move that to the side there for a bit. And I'm coming down. I'm gonna make two ears out of one piece right along that fold. There we go. And oh yeah, I like those. It's got big ears. Of course, you could make them much bigger, but I like this size. This one's gonna be up a little bit. Not the same place that one is. And there's my finished monster. It's pretty cute, huh? So you can see they're different, but they're very similar and they're very fun to make. I hope you have a really good time making them. We'll see you in July. All right, have a great summer, you guys.